So let's start with linear equation, two variables, CBSE class 10, chapter 3. Linear equation in two variables, we have learned this topic in 9th grade as well. So we will try to recall the concepts first. So what is a linear equation? A linear equation is linear means what? Linear means a polynomial with the degree 1, right? Linear polynomial. We have learned that in polynomials chapter. So when the degree is 1, it is linear, right? So if you look into all these examples, let's say 2x plus 3y plus 4, what is the degree here? The degree here is 1, right? The highest exponent is 1, as well as all the numbers of the powers of the variables are 1, right? So linear equation in variables, how does it become an equation? A polynomial becomes an equation when there is an equal to sign, right? In two variables means there are two variables, x and y, a and b, p and q, so on, right? So this is a linear equation in two variables, right? Now here, is this a linear equation in two variables? No. Why? Because there is no equal to sign. It's a linear polynomial. So put an equal to sign. Yes. Now this is the standard form of a linear equation in two variables. Now here, sometimes it might be written like this: 2x plus 3y is equal to minus 10, right? So what happens? Let's take the minus 10 to the other side. So this is the general form, right? 2 is the a, b is the 3, and c is minus 10 will become plus 10, right? So this is the general form. So all the linear equation in two variables can be represented in a general form. A is what? A is the coefficient of x, b is the coefficient of y, and c is the constant term, right? So when an equation has only two terms of degree 1, that equation is known as linear equation in two variables, right? So correct now? So that is what we need to understand. So this is a linear equation in two variables. Try to further understand how it is expressed. Okay, so for example, we have 4x plus there are 4 ones, there is 4 y's minus 1, right? So it's not 4x, it's 6x, right? So 6x, then we have 5, and then we have 4y, then we have 1, right? So what is this? 6x plus 5 plus 4y minus 2. 6x plus 4y plus 5 minus 2, numbers together, variables together. So we have the final form as 6x plus 4y plus 3. Now how will we find and solve for x and y? That is, find the values of x and y in this equation. So a linear equation to variable has a pair of numbers, let's say x and y, that satisfy the equation. Okay, that solves the equation, or that is the solution of the equation. This pair of numbers is called as the solution of the linear equation in two variables. So how do we find the solution? So we assume the value of one of the variables and proceed to find the other, right? So let's say we have 6x plus 4y is equal to 3. Okay, so write it in the general form, or write the equation. Okay, now after that, put x is equal to 1. If you put x is equal to 1, what would happen? It will become 6 into 1 plus 4y, correct? 6 into 1 plus 4y plus 3. So 6 into 1 is 6. 6 goes to the other side. It will become 3 minus 1. 3 minus 6, not 3 minus 1, 3 minus 6. So 4y is equal to 3 minus 6, y is equal to 3 minus 6 by 4. It will become minus 3 by 4. So for x equal to 1, what is y? When x is equal to 1, y will be minus 3 by 4, right? Similarly, you can put y is equal to minus 2, x is equal to 0, x is equal to any number, and get the corresponding number for y. If you put y a certain number, you'll get the corresponding value for x. So these are like pairs of solution, right? It's like a set, right? It's like the ordered pairs in coordinate geometry. The same way x and y we use, it will form an ordered pair. So if we put minus 2 for y, 6x plus 4 into minus 2 is equal to 3. 6x is equal to 3 plus 8. X is equal to 3 plus 8 by 6. X is equal to 11 by 6. So that means what? When x is 11 by 6, or when y is minus 2, x is 11 by 6. Or when x is 11 by 6, y is minus 2. So there are infinitely many solutions for a single linear equation in two variables. We have learned this in 9th grade also. There is infinitely many solutions, correct? So x is equal to a, y is equal to b, a and b can be in up. Okay, so there will be there will be infinite. It can be even negative numbers, right? Fractions. So there will be infinite many solutions. So let's look into the graph of the linear equation. We already know how to do that, right? So graph of a linear equation in the standard form ax plus by plus c has a pair of solution in the form x comma y, and that can be represented in the coordinate plane. So here, if you look, when you put x is equal to 0, you'll get a value for y. When you put y is equal to 0, you get a value for x. So to draw a straight line, linear equation will be a straight line, right? Sometimes it cuts the axis, sometimes it does not cut the axis. It is totally fine, but it will be a line. Okay, so here in this line, for example, you just need 2 points. To draw a line, you just need 2 points, right? So the same way, to draw the graph, you just need 2 points or 2 solutions. And every point in this graph is a solution to the linear equation. Every point in this graph or the line is a solution to the linear equation. So how to find the graph? Very simple. Let's consider the equation 2x plus y is equal to 6. Okay. So in this 2x plus y is equal to 6, I'll put x is equal to 0. So when I put x is equal to 0, I'll get y is, if we put x is equal to 0, you'll get y is equal to 6. Similarly, if you put x is equal to 3, you'll get y is equal to 0. Or if you put y is equal to 0, you'll get x is equal to 3, and so on. You can put 1 in x and you'll get 4, and so on, right? So you get different values. But all you need is 2 points. Maybe 3 points. Why 3 points? Then you will be able to confirm whether your line is correct or not, right? The third point should be in that line. So if you put x is equal to 0, you'll get the y is equal to 6. So all you need is 0, 6, right? And you need the point 3, 0. So if you have these points, you just join them, right? Wherever these points are on the graph, you mark it, then join them. So then you will check, is 2, 2 in between this line? Is 1, 4 in this line? So these are solutions. So your line is correct. It is just for a verification, just to check whether you found it correct or not. So we have this. So 0, 6, 3, 0. See, 0, 6 and 3, 0 is more than enough to draw the line, correct now? So after drawing the line, you can check 1, 4. Is it on the graph? Yes. 2, 2. Is it on the graph? Yes. So plot the points 0, 6, 3, 0, 1, 4, 2, 2 in a coordinate plane. Take any 2 points and join to make a line. Let the line be PQ. It is observed that all the 4 points are lying on the same line. So 0, so x value is this. We all know that, right? X is 0, y is 6. So it will become here, this point. And x is 3 and y is 0. So it will be this point. Join them. This is 1, 4, right? X value is 1. X coordinate is 1. Y coordinate is 4. This is 2, 2. X coordinate is 2. Y coordinate is 2. That's how we draw the line, right? So plot the points and then join them, right? So the line PQ, it's a line, it's not a line segment. It goes infinitely in both the direction, and every point lying on the line is a solution, right? So let's try to understand what we observe from this, right? So to check whether points satisfy the equation or not, 4, minus 2 lies on PQ. Is it correct? Very simple. Let's look, where is 4, 2, right? So 4, x value is 4, right? And minus 2. This is minus 2, minus 1, minus 2. So this is 4, minus 2. Is it on the line? Yes, it is on the line. So it is a solution. Okay. So 4, minus 2 is a solution of 2x plus y is equal to 6. You can also put in the value in the equation and check. And LHS is equal to RHS means it's a solution. So you can check in graph or you can satisfy the equation and check. Okay. So all the points, say P, Q on the line PQ gives a solution of 2x plus y is equal to 6. All the solution of 2x plus y is equal to 6 lie on the line PQ. Points which are not the solution of 2x plus y is equal to 6 will not lie on PQ. So it's simple logic. Every point on the line will be a solution to the equation. Every solution of the equation will be a point on the line. That's what we understand, right? So linear equation in 2 variables. Let's see how we can represent linear equation for a word problem, right? So let's see. The cost of 5 pens, 7 pencils is rupees 50, where cost of 7 pens and 5 pencils is 65. Represent the given problem in linear equation form. So we know how to do this. Cost of 1 pen is what? X. Cost of 1 pencil is what? Y. So cost of 5 pens and 7 pencils is what? 5x plus 7y is equal to 50. Cost of 7 pens and 5 pencils is what? 65. So 7x plus 5y is equal to 65. So 5x plus 7y is equal to 50. 7x plus 5y is equal to 65. These are the pairs of linear equation in 2 variables. Now you have read the word. What can we say? The pairs, right? We have a pair here. Now this is called a pair of linear equation in 2 variables. What is a pair of linear equation in 2 variables? A pair of linear equation in 2 variables can be represented like this. So it is just 2 sets of linear equation in 2 variables. So a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. Here a1 is the coefficient of x in the first equation. b1 is the coefficient of y, c1 is a constant term. Similarly, in the second set of equation, a2 is the coefficient, a2 is the coefficient of x, b2 is the coefficient of y, and c2 is the constant. So this is a set. Now we can find the solutions, right, in the graph as well as in the equation, and using the coefficient as well as drawing the graph. So we'll look into it, okay? So the coefficient of x and y cannot be 0 simultaneously for any equation, okay? Definitely, if x becomes 0, it becomes a linear equation one variable, right? So x and y can't be 0, okay? So because if it can't be 0, that means can a and b be 0? No, right? X can be 0, y can be 0, but that term should not go, correct? In the equation, that term should not be going. So what happens if I put a1, right? a1 0, it becomes 0 into x, it becomes 0. b1 0 means 0 into y, it becomes 0. The coefficient will go. So that is what they're saying. Coefficient of x and y cannot be 0. X and y can be 0. It's a point, right? Okay. Now, what are the different natures of the lines in plane and the relation between the coefficient? Okay. Now, this is the entire topic that we are going to learn today. So here, this is the new topic that we're going to start. What are the different types of lines? Suppose we have two lines, right? We have pair of linear equation. That means what? We have two lines on the graph. So if we have two lines on the graph, what are the possible combinations? First combination is the lines will intersect. These are called intersecting lines. The two lines touch each other at a point, any point, somewhere, okay? Then the second option would be, the second case would be with the lines are parallel. The lines are parallel to one each other, they're not touching. Then the third option will be the lines will overlap, or they call coincident lines, overlapping lines, right? So what do we understand here? Here, when the lines intersect, then there is one solution, right? This is the solution that is forming. They are intersecting means there is a unique solution. There is a one solution, okay? That is common in both. Now, what about parallel lines? Are they touching? They're not touching. So there is no common solution, right? So I can say no solution. So in the first case, when the lines intersect, we have one solution, right? And in the second case, when there are parallel lines, we have no solution. And in the third case, coincident lines, infinitely many solutions, right? We have many solutions. All the points on these lines are the solution. So we'll try to understand them one by one, okay? So we have consistent, one solution, and independent. I'll explain all of these. So lines with different slopes will have one solution at their intersection, right? So when they intersect at a point, that means this system, that is, the system means the pair of linear equation will have one solution. So remember like this, that is the coefficient relation. This is the coefficient relation. What is the coefficient relation? That is a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, right? So when the ratio of the two coefficient is not equal, where a1 by a2, you can remember like this, a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. So when does this happen? This happens when the lines are intersecting, right? So when the lines are intersecting, that means there will be one solution, right? There will be one solution and the system is consistent. What do we mean by system is consistent? You might be wondering, what is that new term? Consistent. Consistent means we are getting a solution. So consistent means we are getting a solution, right? So because it is intersecting at a point, we can say it is consistent, right? Because it is intersecting at a point, we call them consistent because we are getting a solution. What is independent? Think of it like this. Independent means both the lines are independent of each other. They're not depending on each other. They have their independent path. That is the easy way to remember, okay? They have their independent path. If you think about it, the purple line and the green line, they have their independent path, right? So this is all about one solution. So we have one solution, the lines will intersect, system is consistent, independent, and a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. This is what happens in the case of intersecting line, one solution, okay? Now let's look into the next aspect, infinite solutions. So the consistent, it is consistent, we are getting a solution means it is consistent, right? If you're getting a solution, it is consistent. This is when the lines overlap the same line or are coincident lines, right? So coincident lines or overlapping lines. Every point on this is a solution. So what do we say? Every point on it is overlapping, right? So a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2 is the ratio, okay? Is the ratio of the coefficient. So this is also easy. See, a1 by a2, b1 by b2, c1 by c2, all of these are equal, right? That is why they are overlapping also. So this is what you have to remember for infinite solutions, and they're dependent. Why? They're depending on each other, right? It has to overlap the other. So I'll give you an easier way, easier trick to remember after we discuss. Okay, they're dependent on each other. Okay, that's fine. Coincident lines, dependent on each other, consistent because you're getting a solution. a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2, which is equal to c1 by c2 is the ratio. Now the next one, we have no solutions. When do we have no solutions? So no solution means it's inconsistent. Are we getting a solution? No. It is a parallel line, right? So a1 by a2 equal to b1 by b2 is not equal to c1 by c2. So all you have to remember, see this gap, right? This gap is caused by the c difference, okay? The constant difference. The constant difference is creating that gap. Think about it like that. So that means what? C1 by C2 is not equal. So that's an easy way to relate it and remember, okay? So the lines with the same slope and different y-intercept will never have a solution. So there is no solution. It is parallel lines, correct? So a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by 2 is not equal to c1 by c2. So we'll do those problems in the exercises